Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be planting garlic. I just ordered 4 pounds of garlic from Fertilizing Garlic Farms. I think the website is fertilifarms.com. 4 pounds of Sicilian silver garlic. This garlic is extremely hot raw. But once you cook it, it mellows down. It's extremely tasty. It's delicious. This is what I grew up basically eating, is a Sicilian type garlic. Very, like I said, very hot when it's raw. I mean, if you like it hot, but we're talking not so much, it's very garlicky, but it's extremely hot. It almost burns the mouth, and I love it. It seems extreme, but it's very good. So we got 4 pounds of this to plant in this bed here. This bed is roughly 15 by 5 feet. We're going to try to do 5 rows, about 6 inches apart, all the garlic, try and get everything crammed in there. But the first thing we need to do, we need to amend the soil here. This is from last year. It seemed like everything kind of shrunk down. All the organic material, it kind of got compacted. So what we have to do here is we're going to be putting some horse manure and some either composted wood chips or some mushroom compost. I have composted wood chips, but they're not completely broken down yet, so I think I'm going to go with the mushroom compost. Because what we're looking for is some nice, fluffy, but rich soil, okay? And that's what we're going to achieve today. But after we put the compost and the mushroom compost in there, the horse manure and the mushroom compost, we're going to till it in really good with the soil that's already here. And we're going to amend it a little bit with some azomite, fertilize it also, and then we're going to start planting our garlic. All right, I've mentioned this in other videos, and I've mentioned it in many other videos about minerals. Azomite. Azomite here comes from volcanic ash, and it's got more minerals than your glacial rock dust. And the one I have here is pelletized, so it'll be less dust that way. This stuff is amazing. I put this in my greenhouse, and as you can see here, the results are amazing. The mineral rich, healthy plants, hardly any bugs on them at all. And just the flavor is fantastic. I can't even explain to you how delicious we've been eating lettuce every single day. And you know what? I'm not tired of it. You know why? Because it's very delicious, it's crunchy, it's crisp, it's fresh. And man, oh man, it's great, I'll tell you. You know, when I was putting this greenhouse up, I thought to myself, boy, this better work, because I'm putting a lot of time, work, and effort and money into this thing. And boy, did it put out. It put out tons of food for us. And we're waiting on cabbage. We got broccolis, they are yet developing. We got tons of spinach. We got peonies we've been eating. It is fantastic. So, the key is you have to get your soil prepared correctly. Not just till it. You have to amend it. Like I just put in mushroom compost, and I put horse manure. You can use most any kind of compost you want. Try to get organic if you can. Stay away from cow manure, especially the commercial ones, unless it's organic, because those cows are pumped with hormones and stuff or whatever, and the feeds are, you don't know what they're eating, and the grains, it's all GMO stuff that they're eating. So just personally, I would go with organic. But anyways, horse manure is what I have available in this area. Horse manure and mushroom compost or some type of compost. Then I tilled it all up really good. Now what I want to do is add azomite. Now they tell you how much to put, but honestly, you just sprinkle it over the top like this. That's all you got to do. So what this does, while you've added the compost and manure, that gives you a nice, fluffy, well-draining soil. And it also has a ton of bacteria in there, good bacteria, good soil bacteria. Bacteria, when they eat compost and manure and all that stuff, they release an enzyme. It's an acid, really, that's the name of it. But while they're eating that, when they release that enzyme, whatever mineral is around the area while they're eating, the acid breaks that mineral down into a form that plants can utilize, and they take it up, makes the plants healthy. You eat it, makes you healthy. That's how it works. That's how it's supposed to work. So the important thing is to get your soil right. If your plants are healthy, the bugs will be minimal on your plants. Bugs usually attack, they're more likely to attack a sick, dying plant than they are a healthy one. Okay, good thing, well, a good reason why to add minerals is, like I just added the compost and manure. Although that compost and manure does originally come from grass, basically hay or whatever. And the compost from, let's say, broken down wood chips. Those plants have minerals in them, but you don't know how much, and it's just enough for the plants themselves. But if you add more, in the form of this azomite here, and like I said, when those bacteria break it down, boy, those plants take that up. So we just added the azomite. We're going to add some fertilizer to this, and then we're going to work it in the soil a little bit. Now I just use this locally. I'm not affiliated with this in any way. I just picked this up at Lowe's carries this. And you can use whatever organic you want. I like this because of for organic, this is a pretty high NPK level right there for organic. Lowell sells this. I tried finding it online, bigger bags, I can't find it. So it's kind of pricey, but it works pretty good. So we're going to be adding this. Again, just sprinkle it over the top. Now the horse manure I just put in there should be pretty good in nitrogen. It's the phosphorus and potassium I'm not sure about. So this will kind of help things along. And this stuff here, it says it's got 3 months, up to 3 months it feeds. So that's plenty. Personally, I'm going to use the entire bag. That looks like it's about it. Perfect. Minerals are in, fertilizer is in. Get yourself a rake, and you just want to work it in the first inch or two of soil. That's all. And then as you're watering these, or as it rains, those minerals will get, those pellets will actually start dissolving and work their way down into the soil a little more. But since we're planting garlic here, I don't think the roots are going to go that deep. But you know that you have your minerals in your soil, and that's really good. I know this may seem like a lot of work for a lot of you that are starting off in gardening, but if you really want good results, you got to put the time and effort into the soil. That's the whole key. You have to have your soil right. Amend it, fertilize it, put the minerals in, and your plants will grow like crazy. If you're wondering why your plants are stunted and they won't grow, they're turning yellow, because they're lacking something, and it's just something's not right. And it's most likely your soil's it's off. There's something not right about your soil. So that's why if you add your compost, your manure, minerals, and fertilizer, you've pretty much covered everything, and it's pretty much guaranteed to grow nicely. All right, we're done here. We're ready to plant. All right, guys, so what I'm doing here is got a tape measure across here. I'm putting them every 6 inches apart, the rows. I'm trying to cram as much as I can in here, basically. So starting with the tape measure roughly 4 or 5 inches away from the edge of the bed here. I'm going to start my first row. I'm just going to make a line like this. Not rocket science. Just get yourself a market to where you know where to plant. And in each little row we're doing here, we're going to plant the garlic 6 inches apart, going down the row. Okay, good enough. Looks like a drunken sailor did it. So when you get your garlic, they're going to come in a head of garlic like this. And the fun part is just take them all apart. And you want to have cloves like this. Boy, some beautiful garlic. You want some too? Actually, this stuff is really bad for you. All right, guys, we are ready to start planting. Now, when you're planting, you're better off planting the big ones. Any small one like this that you get, when you start getting near the middle of the head of garlic, just use those to cook with. I mean, you could plant them there, but the garlic bulbs would be smaller. So you want to plant the big ones like this. And again, these, cook with them. It's delicious. Also, for those that don't know, when you plant your garlic, plant the side that was near the root system of the bulb. You want to plant that down, okay? And the pointy part up. So this part that's kind of flat there, that part goes down, and the pointy side goes up. All right? And you want to bury it just so it buries the garlic itself. You just want to push it in and then cover it up a little bit. And that's good to go. Be it. Okay, looks like we're done. All we have to do now is by hand just kind of cover them up like this. Water them. We got to keep the soil moist but not soaking wet. That's why the compost and manure lets it drain really nice. So for those of you up north, you want to start this in September to November, depending where you live. 2 to 4 weeks before your ground freezes solid, put it that way. For us up, there's a bee. For us down here in the south, well, you can go November to January basically, and hopefully within, I don't know, 6 to 8 months, depending what variety you have, you will have some delicious garlic. And what you do, well, how you tell is when the first few leaves on the bottom of the stem start to die off and you have 4 or 5 green ones near the top, you're pretty much ready to harvest then. So that's roughly 6 to 8 months depending on what variety you have. This is a soft-necked here variety, and let me tell you, it was a delicious variety. The first time I tried this particular one, it's extremely hot, and but very, very delicious, especially when you're making a garlic and oil type sauce for your pasta or whatever you're eating. Delicious. All right, guys, so thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.